we're on.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hi. You guys are with me. All right. Good evening, and welcome to this installment of MIS's Ask the Exec series. This one is aptly titled Real C's Move in Silence. And Octagon, which is a sports entertainment and marketing agency, has been very proud to partner with MIS to highlight this panel, which is based on the important but often overlooked practical advice that leads to successful career development. And so it's our hope that everyone leaves this panel with some actionable steps that they can apply to their careers, along with some key contacts. Hopefully your neighbor is someone that's also going to help you grow. And we really do think that we have the brightest minds in the sports industry and in the Atlanta market in general gathered here today. So it's our wish that you use the presence in this room to your advantage. So without further ado, it's my great pleasure to introduce our moderator, Shaina Wheel. Shaina is the co-founder of MIS and manages the day-to-day operations and events, including meetups, conference partnerships, and speaker series such as these. So please welcome Shaina.
Hi everybody, I am the founder and Minorities in Sports, and I'm glad to finally be meeting a lot of our Atlanta members in person. For those of you who are not aware, Minorities in Sports is a digital community of over 800 people of color who all work in the sports industry across the country, in every sector, corner, whatever you can think of. And we really pride ourselves on setting ourselves apart from other networking boards and the fact that we really are a community. There are people here that I have never met in person, but are really good friends of mine because I speak to them every single day. So if you guys are interested in joining, please come see me afterwards and we'll definitely get you set up. But the whole purpose of this series and of tonight is to start giving our members more access to different executives in the industry. For those of you who know me, you guys know that from a MIS perspective, we hate like your traditional panel. We hate the business cards part of networking. It's all about growing real relationships, which is why we're not that organization that does one big conference through the year and that's the only time you see other members. No shade, but it's all about really building relationships and getting work done that way. So I'm going to turn it over to our panelists to allow them to introduce themselves. I'm going to start with my good friend Roz. So today,
Hi everyone, I'm Roz, and I think before I say anything, more importantly, Shaina and I have known each other since high school. We went to high school together. Shout out to Queens. We used to be in her house in St. Albans on her stoop with her mother made with her cheese. And her twin sister, Keisha, and I played on the basketball. So this is a long time coming, and I'm very proud of her. So I work as a broadcaster, sport broadcaster, primarily I cover the NBA, all basketball. I cover the WNBA, college, men's and women's, NCAA as well. So yeah, mostly basketball. This is just my job. I'm from Queens, New York. I live now in Atlanta. I just moved here. I went from a local position in the broadcasting world, working with a team as with the Golden State Warriors for the past 3 years, and their G League team 2 years before that. I'm gonna shout her out again. Roz won 2 Emmys in that role. She likes to have plans. And I just moved to Atlanta last year to take the job with Turner Sports. They're a reporter for NBA on TNT, and I do hosting and other work for NBA TV. Other information, I'm half black, half white. My mom's Russian Jewish. My dad's Nigerian. That obviously forms my heritage informs a lot of what I do and how I represent myself. And that's it.
Hey guys, my name is Mike Taylor. I work for the NBA. I'm in a department called Team Marketing and Business Operations. Essentially helps. My role is kind of heading up the ticketing vertical of our business, so overseeing ticketing for the NBA, WNBA, G League. So spend a lot of time just helping our leaders, doing sales trainings, working on some of our national partnerships. So looking forward to meeting you all and having a discussion.
Bo Miner, I work at Octagon. I've been at Octagon for 13 years. Born and raised in Atlanta. Maybe one of been in the sports business in Atlanta for over 25 years. I started an agency during the Atlanta Olympic Games. States me from over there. And worked at Delta, managed their sports marketing platform for about 5 years, and worked at Turner and did marketing for the NBA on TNT. I think we share the NBA as a common thread here, which is fun and exciting as the NBA continues to grow and grow and grow. So we're thrilled to have you here tonight. So thanks for coming.
Hi everybody, I'm Rolanda Gaines. I'm over at Fox Sports. Our company is based in Los Angeles. We have offices here in Atlanta, and we operate 4 networks out of Atlanta that span across the Southeast, televised majority of 8 pro teams across the Southeast, including Fox, including our Braves, United, Hornets, Grizzlies, 2 hockey teams, college conference, and the Atlanta Braves. So in my capacity, I oversee marketing communications for our networks based here in Atlanta, relations events, things that kind of fall into that consumer-facing realm. Before that, I was a realtor from New York, so I was at ESPN for a number of years. And before that, I was in baseball. Thank you. Or engineering. Anyway, we didn't have like some hours.
We went to Stanford.
At different times.
I'm Gail Smith, the Senior Director of Brand Communications for the Atlanta Hawks and the all-new State Farm Arena. So my team, Brand Communications, heads up everything that is communications, PR, media relations, everything that happens off the court. So corporate social responsibility, corporate partnerships, TV and film integration. We also do PR and media relations for the 150 some odd shows that come through the arena.
Cool. Okay, so we're going to jump right in, and I want to start with learning a little bit about you guys' story and how you guys set yourself apart to be in the position that you are today. So, not sure, and I've said this like a million times, not sure who you are, worked really hard, and like, here I am, I stayed late, and I made an impression, but like, what's a really cool story of what you've done to kind of set you up to be put in the position that you are today? And Roz, I'm like, I know you guys have really cool stories. I know the person.
So I'll start. So for me, I'm born and raised in Detroit.
Hey, that's
that's cool. So for me, I started in sports just from, I love the game. I grew up playing the game of basketball, played in high school, played in college. After graduating, was lucky enough to play in Europe for a few years. So I lived in Amsterdam, in Germany, and Austria for a year each. And by the 3rd year, I became friends with some of the people that worked for the team I was playing for. And so I started to see a little behind the scenes about the business of sports and just took a liking to that. And at the time, I didn't have any connections, didn't know anyone, didn't have any work experience, but I knew I wanted to kind of be in the business, work for the NBA. And so I literally just kind of went on every team's website and found bunch of staff directories and email addresses and just sent emails to everyone that I thought could be a hiring manager, or just kind of introducing myself, telling them what I wanted to do, how I wanted to get into the business, and was willing to do whatever, sweep the floor, whatever it took. And so I probably sent maybe 200 emails out. I got one response. It was a guy by the name of Steve Kerr. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Steve. Steve Kerr, current head coach of the Warriors. At the time, Steve was the general manager of the Phoenix Suns. And it was, I still think to this day, the only reason he responded was the first week on the job. It was probably the first ever email he got. But he's a great guy. Like, hopped on the phone with me, gave me a lot of insight and advice, and told me, actually introduced me to some friends of his that work for the Chicago Bulls, where I ultimately interviewed for a sales internship. So moved to Chicago without knowing anyone, not really sure if I wanted to be in sales, just knew I wanted to be in the business and learn and figure it out. So I told myself I'm going to take all the training that they give me, and I'm just going to outwork everybody around me. And at the end of this internship, if I had success, I'll stick around. That's where I met Shai. We were both poor, lonely interns in the city of Chicago. But yeah, so at the end of this 8-month internship program, I ended up being the top seller in the class of 14 people. And so from there, the Bulls at the time didn't have open positions, so they kind of helped me get placed in other positions. And so ultimately, we ended up moving here to Atlanta and took a job with the Hawks and Thrashers at the time, RIP to the Atlanta Thrashers. We obviously didn't do a good job selling. So yeah, so for me, my story has just been kind of getting my foot in the door and then just trying to make a name by just through the work and the hustle. I spent time here in Atlanta, then went to Detroit, where I started as a sales rep, and then ultimately became manager, and then ultimately overseeing the department. And when I started in Detroit, I don't know if you want to talk this long.
I'm waiting for you to get to that story about how you got
So when I started in Detroit, when I first took over the department, we were last in the NBA in revenue. We were 29th out of 30 teams in revenue. And over the course of 3 years, we were able to grow it from 29th to 5th in the NBA. And the only teams that were higher than us were teams that were in the finals, Golden State, Cleveland. So from there, we didn't have an all-star, we didn't make the playoffs, we were able to have success, and then that kind of opened the eyes to the industry, what's going on in Detroit, and ultimately led to me taking a position with the NBA to kind of help other teams hopefully have similar success. So
can you talk about how you positioned yourself to be ready for that role, and just being like ready for when that call did come, you couldn't jump to it because it was kind of like very sudden, like ready?
Yeah. Sorry. So for me, I always knew, like, once I got into the business, I knew I wanted to be in leadership. I knew I wanted to kind of run the show, so to speak. So even as an intern, even as an entry-level person, I would study people that were leaders and kind of how they ran the department, how they created pricing, I would ask a lot of questions. I would annoy a lot of people just to learn the entire business. And so in my mind, I started to think about, if I were in charge, this is what I would do. This is how I would run this meeting. This is how I would interview people. This is the team I would build. So, I was just an intern. I was just, no one asked me for my input. But then I grew and got into this role, and it wasn't like, I didn't need this long runway of like how to figure it out, because in my mind, I've been preparing to be a leader. I've been preparing to oversee a department. So then it was just put into play everything I had been thinking about for years prior. So that's my story.
I just think first started.
Yeah, this I'll jump in. I'm probably the least sports person up here. I actually started my career in the music industry. So for 13, 14 years, I was marketing director at various record labels. So working with artists like Too Short and PGK and Mark Ellis, David Johnson, a whole bunch of other folks. And did that and loved it. And then something called IT was happening, and the music industry started to implode. So a lot of the small record labels, I worked at Jive, I worked at EMG and Polygram, and I was like, what am I going to do with my life? This is all ever done. I started as an intern with B&G when I was in Memphis, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And but I knew that I didn't want to stay doing this because it was so small and the record companies were starting to swallow each other up. I was like, I'm gonna be looking for a job every 2 months. So I decided to come back to Atlanta, and I ended up working for a little company called Red Bull. And at Red Bull, they hired me as a field marketing manager to do basically field executions. I started out more as a generalist. So the great thing about Red Bull was they really focused on what moved the needle. So here in Atlanta, what the field marketing manager would work on looked very different than what the field marketing manager in Minnesota. So here, they actually wanted to hire somebody who knew about music, who knew how to connect with that audience. And so they were like, hey, you sound like, if you should come to this job. And so I ended up being a generalist doing the music side, but then also Red Bull's known for their board sports. So I learned more about skate, surf, super bright, super cross than I ever thought. I have bobsledded on the Olympic track. I've done a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And so that actually led into a position that didn't exist when I started with the brand. It was led into a culture marketing manager position, which was specifically focused on doing activations, building relationships with entertainment, and doing festival activations. So I ran and created festival activations for Farmer Group, in a music conference, Music Midtown, and did that role with them. I was with them for a total of 9.5 years. And decided I didn't want to be at clubs and in the street and doing presentations at 8 and the club at 3. So I was like, that's a young man's game, I don't want to do this. And I took a little turn to nonprofit. I moved in the industry to Red Bull to Habitat for Humanity International. I went to Habitat International to do brand management, and do special initiatives and celebrity engagement. So that's kind of what I was there for a couple of years, and in all honesty, it was too damn slow. And so I worked for myself for a year, and I was like, what am I going to do now? So I was like, And I got a call from a friend, and she said, there's a job at the Hawks that I think you were working for. I read the description, and I went, I don't do publicity. I'm not a comms person. I'm an event producer, I'm a marketing director. That's not what I do. And half the job was brand strategy, and half the job was PR. And my sorority sisters had just written the chapter in the second lead-in book, and it talks about how women will look at a job description and see if there's 10 things on there. If we see one thing we don't match, we don't apply. If men see 10 things and it's 7 things they don't match, they still apply. And I said, you know what? And so she gave me it literally took her a month to convince me to have this conversation. She said, no, you will love Steve Coonan, and Steve Coonan will love you. He's our CEO. She said, he's a television guy, he's an entertainment guy, he's a big idea guy. You guys think alike, just go talk to them. And I went to go talk to them.
So my path in broadcasting, I feel like not quite as windy as yours, but there's a lot of I think the key things for me in being able to finally get on TV, because it is entertainment, very different field, I would say, as far as like how competitive it can be, how arbitrary it can be, and so at first, just trying to get my foot in the door was very hard. So I mean, just really grassroots level stuff. Digital, being around for digital content is really important. So, helpful timing thing. Blogging, writing for publications, knowing I wanted to be on TV, but behind the scenes, production assistants for radio stations, whatever I could get at the university, at school. GoStanford.com was the sports website for Stanford. I would do little interviews with players or coaches after games or before games. I was doing a lot of odd jobs. I was teaching a public speaking. I've shared this before. I coached my landlord's daughter's basketball team to get like half off on my rent at the time. Like, that's doing a lot. And honestly, I won't go into big detail on this part. Pursuing a passion field outside of maybe like a corporate track, for my artists out there, my writers, things like that, it can be really daunting. I was literally working a lot of odd things, a lot of stuff for free, and like not sure what my salary would be at the end of the year. Like, I'm talking about maybe scrapping together 20,000, maybe for the year, and it coming in weird amounts. Like I might get 5,000 real quick, and then I'm scrapping a couple 500s together, and then so there was definitely a lot of moments of insecurity, embarrassment, being scared. I had a lot of stuff going on at home too. Pressure from home. My mom and sister needed a lot, and financially our family needed a lot. And so I remember there definitely being a moment where, do I need to take a more practical job? And that crossroads. And and also feeling like I'm seeing my peers who are doing so great. I went to Stanford. I had 2 degrees from Stanford. Shout out to Chris Haas, who went to Stanford. And I was kind of like, am I being selfish? Am I being foolish? So without going into it, because that's a whole other story of finally deciding I'm going to give this one more try. Once I started creating my own content, I would say the key things for me were creativity in the face of many no's. Things that fed into bigger things. So maybe my goal was to get on TV, but it never went that way. There were like chopped steps that got me there. Or if I wanted to work and cover the WNBA, I always had to find a way into something smaller that got me there. And then networking. Networking was really huge. I really utilized all my network. So I created this little digital women's basketball show out of my room called The Pink Room. And we started a little following. I found a blogger who was covering women's basketball, much bigger than I. So collaboration. Here I am, I'm starting something nobody else ran. I networked with someone within the women's basketball world. It's like, hey, I'm putting out this show. Can I give it to you to put on your platform? And when I make it, she said, sure. And eventually I started to build a little following, nothing crazy, but consistently also build reps and I started to show for myself. Networking again. I knew from being within the Pac-12 conference, I knew a few people within the offices, and the Pac-12 networks was going to start in about a year from now. So I went to the Pac-12 networks office, and I was like, hey, check out this little show I'm doing. And sometimes people are excited about people trying something new. So they were like, yeah, can you do this for us? Can't pay you, but it might help you when the network starts. So I did that. And the next year, the network started, and they gave me a contract. And so that was my real, over the hump moment where I could say, all right, I have a small, but I have a salary, and I can be a broadcaster. And then from there, everything else I can say, I'm going to Stanford. I was, at the time, calling women's college basketball games primarily as an analyst. I played basketball. And my first entry was to be able to break down the game. So I went to school with Kurt Lacob, who's Joe Lacob's son. Joe Lacob was the owner of the Warriors. Kurt was overseeing something else that had pretty good timing. The Santa Cruz Warriors G League team at the time was starting. And Kurt was one of the people working there, so he helped me get up through the door for an interview with the people hiring talent. And the Warriors tend to be a very progressive organization. They put me in the hall as analyst for a men's pro league, although TV, but it was, I keep doing but it was a moment for me, that was cool. And it was nothing too glamorous. It was live streaming on YouTube, the games. And it was not about money, I'm not gonna share how much, but it wasn't much anything, but it was an opportunity to call these games, and I'm going to wear a lot of different hats for them. And after doing that for a couple of years, that opportunity led into the Golden State Warriors had their sideline reporter not returned. And I was actually pitched by the people from the D League team, this was the G League team, they just transferred G League, to the NBC Sports Bay Area. And they give this young lady a look. And so they did. And I had a really great opportunity to be the sideline reporter for the Warriors, and I had incredible timing with the success of the organization. And it was a true lesson. So that's one thing. Then I'm skipping. So then another thing, just to show more examples of like how nothing really went straight, but more went like pop, skip. I was trying to get into the WNBA before I ever had anything. I'm still just doing women's college basketball. I really wanted to get to the WNBA. I really wanted to work with the Liberty from New York. So I went to All-Star Weekend. I heard this was the space to be. And I remember like trying to find tickets to this event. And you know who actually finally gave me tickets was Amy Brooks, his boss, who was one of my friends and mentors, and she played at Stanford Network. So, and she's the head of TiVo. So I reached out. She didn't know me that well, but we had, at that point, I was like, hey, you know, I'm trying to go All-Star Weekend. Like, literally, these were just like tickets to get me. Went with Amy. She took me to an event. Amy then introduced me to a gentleman. Maybe y'all know Steve Cannon. Okay, so she introduced me to a gentleman, Steve Cannon, who's one of my best friends. He is the head of Parkwood Entertainment now, who runs Beyonce's business. But at the time, he was doing chase marketing, and so I met him. I shared with him my goals. He happened to be sitting right next to the next people, introduces me. I sat down next to the next people, and I think without being annoyed, was able to get some emails, share my story, and then over the course, if All-Star Weekend was February, over the course of the next month, sent little updates, checked in, asked for advice, and by summer, for the New York Liberty, I was able to get like a digital correspondent job, doing little interviews with players. And then by the next summer, I was getting maybe half of their games to full-time analysts. And the summer after that, I was their full-time analyst. So, I mean, a lot of times, you know, I was getting a lot of no's. I didn't share all the no's. Broadcasting can be very cruel and harsh. But just trying to be creative, networking, and finding other ways to where you actually want to be. So, those are some of the things.
I'm going to ask you, so, not that summer, 2 summers ago, you got the opportunity to be the sideline reporter. So how did you prepare yourself to be ready for that moment? Out of all the analysts that can take Bob Singer's spot, like how did you rise in the spot?
Yeah, so maybe rest in peace. So I was already hired to do, first of all, the Olympics was like, working the Olympics was the highlight of my career. The 2016 Olympics in Brazil. I actually played ball for the Nigerian national team and tried very close to making the London Olympics and fell short the qualifiers. I remembered in that moment, I was thinking, I'm gonna get to the Olympics somehow. And so finally out there as a broadcaster, and I was supposed to do the women, and Craig Sager was very sick. He's a, if you don't know him, he was a very legendary, full of color, joyful broadcaster, and incredible question asker reporter. He was dealing with cancer. We were unsure if he was going to make it. Literally like a week before the Olympics, I was aware that it might happen, but a week before, Greg said he wasn't able to do it. So that meant suddenly I had to, well, I didn't know it was going to be me right away. Could have been anybody, but they put me in that position. And I think for me, it was a moment when my colleagues, I was still very young, you know, still in my, like I was, I don't know, 28, yeah. And I think my colleagues saw me more serious after having a strong showing in the Olympics. It was a lot of studying, a lot of leaning on our researchers and my teammates, and relationship building, because I wasn't covering the whole NBA yet. I just knew the Warriors. Right? So I leaned on those relationships with the Warriors, and one way I'm able to create rapport with a lot of these players, especially as a female in the business, I lean on knowledge, I lean on having played basketball, it's good common ground, and I think, you know, overall game recognizes game, and it could have been, it was intimidating. I tried to remind myself before I went on air, you know, I remember those first few games being very, very nervous, like my face was a little, like, shaking a little, but trying to remind myself in that moment that I was here for a reason, find confidence in my preparation, and then deliver.
So let's talk a little bit more about that. Like, belonging in that space. I know imposter syndrome is so real. You talked a little bit about that, Janet, where you're just like, especially as women, we're so quick to be like, well, I don't do that, so I'm automatically not right for this role, when like we are more than qualified to be in the position that we're in. So I'd like to hear from you all in terms of like, how do you get over imposter syndrome? How do you bring yourself and not actually become like the imposter to be in the positions that you guys are in?
Well, actually, I was surprised to hear you say that about your role, because obviously the role we work together with. I mean, she's great in her role, so it's shocking to hear that you wouldn't have thought that. But I think, you know, oftentimes we have interns that come through our offices and they feel like they're outsiders, or they're just sort of there on the periphery. And, you know, when I talk to them, I try to remind them that you're here, you have a job, you're in the industry, you're like technically in the industry, and that's half the battle. And once you're in, you're in. It's very, look at us, trying to get kicked out. We're here. So, but it's literally true, but I think it's important to like have that mindset as well. And the other thing I'll say is, I think in general, when you're looking at a job, you don't necessarily want a job that does everything you already know, because then you're shortchanging yourself the opportunity to learn and grow into that job. I think it's more like maybe you know 60 to 70% of it, and the other, you know, 40 to 30%. But that's the part that you kind of owe to yourself to be able to get in and learn and grow. Because as much as you're there to help a company do whatever, you should also be there, you know, somewhat selfishly to be able to acquire, you know, new skill sets for yourself as well. So I think it's fair to go in having that mindset, looking at opportunities, not feeling like, as hard as that can be, because I do the same thing, not feeling like you have to know every part of it, and that you having that confidence that you're smart and capable enough to figure it out, because nobody knows everything. That's how, you know, you get into a job you don't know about. So I think those are really important facets to think about with regards to looking at opportunities.
We talk a lot about developing an expertise so that you can always hold on to that and add on that. So you can learn a lot in a new role, an existing role. I'm constantly learning my current role here at Octagon. And, you know, I took stuff away from my first agency job. Actually, again, basketball as a thread. My first job was teaching high school and coaching basketball, and I wanted to be a basketball coach. And then I said, I don't know if I can get by on a $16,000 salary. And I won the Olympic bid, and I said, I got to be part of this. And each, you know, opportunity I had, whether it was working in the mailroom at the Atlanta Committee for the Olympic Games, not getting paid, volunteering, going to Georgia State grad school, I think you are looking for that next opportunity. Networking, critical. I think everybody knows that. I think, you know, the cliche of working hard, but more distinguishing yourself and differentiating yourself. And I think we also like to put a point of emphasis on having to take, and, you know, when you're in a room, don't sit on your hands, talk, be confident. And, you know, that's something that I think can start to help create your own personal brand and confidence. And I think once you get that, you start to evolve into not an imposter, but an authentic person of sorts. So I think that's all that we've done, and all that you're doing, and you're trying to do throughout your careers, and you're looking for that next stepping stone.
I think for me, I've always just tried to over-prepare, because I felt like if I was super prepared, I had a certain confidence, no matter if it was for a meeting or if it was for, you know, whatever it might be. You know, it gave me that sense of like, I'm ready for whatever's happening. I belong in this room because I prepared more than anyone else here, right? And so I think it also goes back to, you mentioned like feeling that, you know, you're here for a reason. And I think that's big too. You know, there's a saying called Start With Why that talks about kind of knowing what's your why, of why you want to be in that role or in that business or whatever it might be, and leaning on that in the times of adversity or struggle, right? Remembering like, why did you even get into this business? And so for me, it's always been, I felt like it was a purpose. Like I belong here. There's a purpose for me. Not to get into that, of like, you know, I grew up in Detroit in like a rough neighborhood, right? And so I always had this feeling of like, showing a way, like you can love the game, you can play it, but in court you can kind of be behind the scenes and run it. Like going back to like people that grew up in similar neighborhoods to me and showing that path, right? And so anytime I face adversity or I face kind of anytime I'm worried or feel like, man, like do I belong in this room? I think about that why, like, yeah, like it's bigger than me. Like it's, you know, it's a purpose behind it. So it's kind of helping.
And also like with imposter syndrome, perhaps the intention is there, but you can't muscle up the action, or if the opportunity arises, you're not able to be or execute what you would hope for in that moment. And so I actually find myself still preparing as an athlete, like an athlete. I think things that help me are routines, really understanding that in the moment of my delivery, whatever your execution is, mine happens to be a report or whatever, what are the things that help me be successful in that moment? And I'm even skipping a step. Before I even get to like the game, I think things that help me are like the pre to that moment. Maybe before coming into work, for me, I have a routine just getting to the arena before I'm there. There's visualization, there's calming of my nerves, there's, you know, even the way I get ready, there's a routine because it helps take away some of the chaos. There's order and organization in that moment. It also helps me remember all the things I need to have to be prepared for that day. And then even for like, I'll use a report, John, maybe you're actually giving a report, but you might be. But like, I know I've broken it down into like, where are the areas where I sometimes lose focus or I'm not hitting it home? Okay, why? So I actually remember early on, like sometimes in interviews, like I have a hard, early on, like I remember now. But like sometimes you can get lost in an interview. Like the person will finish talking and you don't really know what you forgot what you wanted to say, or you weren't really listening and you don't know what the next thing to say is. So like sometimes I'm like, why was that happening? Why was I walking? So like in the moment before I even come on the court, there's so many people around you talking and smiling and happy to see you, and you come on the court until you gotta go. So in that moment I'm locked in. And while being polite, I don't like for like a minute or two before I'm there and I'm standing waiting to get on the court, I'm not, you know, talking to Shina about, you know, her sister. You know, I need to get my mind right. Because on TV, the goal is perfection in that moment. Then, like, even within my report, I've noticed there are points where I'm on camera delivering, and then I get to, for like the first 10, 15 seconds, and then I get off. At first, like, that transition can be very trippy. So I've like found like little things that help me in that moment, like whether it's underlining or really knowing my outwards, by like understanding the timing of those outwards, so that when the camera goes off, I can go and look at my book. Just, I guess, understanding the assignment, and for me, like routines really help as well.
To that point, I feel like it's, I think, relevant to everyone, no matter the industry, is self-evaluation, right? Like, I think we need to be honest with ourselves, right? And really kind of understand what are areas that I could get better at. What are my strengths, right? What's that role that I want? What are the characteristics of that role that I don't embody right now? How can I take steps towards that, right? I think the mistake people make sometimes is almost like lying to themselves. Like, I'm good at everything. Like, I just need a chance. Someone says give me a chance, right? But then you know, like, there's certain things where maybe you're not comfortable, or there's certain things that maybe you struggle with. But I think it's important to embrace it and like set the goal of getting better at that particular thing, whatever it might be, whatever the field.
I want to go back to those $16,000. You guys, I'm going to go out on one and say you guys all make a lot more than that now. So when you were getting into your roles, how did you negotiate to get the dollar amount that you deserved? If you did do that.
In my experience, coming into the industry in an entry-level role, I mean, they weren't like, what would you like to make? And we didn't go back and forth, like, you know, this was like 2,000 years ago when sports wasn't even really a thing. And so I think my first job was, gosh, 34. But
So what you're making?
That was what it was. I mean, that was the entry-level salary, and, you know, I started bottom, you know, entry level, and that's what it was. I don't even think And maybe that's feeling like an imposter. I didn't feel like I could negotiate. Like I was just so happy to be offered stuff. And I mean, that's the thing about this industry. Like, the money will come, but it's not there at the beginning, partly because it is such a competitive industry. I mean, you got to be in it because you want to be in it, and you know, the money thing comes later. But if money is important in that regard, then you know, there's finance, there's banking, but you know, it's I just, and even now hiring people, we typically do not negotiate. Like, this is a salary, take it or leave it, and it's not meant to be harsh. It's just the reality of the business, because there's like, you know, 10 people behind you that are free. So that just wasn't part of it. Is coming into it.
Yeah, and I want to explain a little bit more about that too. Just because a lot of people here are in like mid-level positions, so we are getting into those positions where you could start negotiating and saying like, you know what, I'm not coming in for under this number. And quick plug, MIS is doing an event next month on how to know when to negotiate. But I do want to hear some of you guys' stories, like as you got hired in your career, and you got the Naomi Campbell syndrome, like I'm not getting out of bed for less than $10,000 a day. So, you know, what were some of the things that you did? How did you know, what the equity was, where you're like, okay, I know like in this role, I can play around with these numbers, I can like put my foot down and say, I'm not coming in for less than this, and I know I'm good, and you want me. So what were some of the things that you've done?
I would say for me, like, I tell people I can't turn down more jobs. Take it. So I feel like be informed, right? So if somebody comes to me with an offer and they say, okay, it's X amount of dollars, and I'm like, no, here's what I think I want for this job. Let me tell you all the reasons why. I'm never gonna be like, just because I feel like that's the number. I've done the, pay calculators. I've looked at, other people in similar roles in the market. I have, looked at my experience. I've looked at my, what I've done, what I've delivered, that's the other thing. When you look at resumes, and I'm so surprised when people talk about their job duties past, always be able to tie your work back to your company. So we're not talking about what you've given to a role, what you brought to a role, not just what you did and checked off the list. We are not going to talk about. And so for those roles that I've walked away from with big titles and big companies, I said, well, look, because I know what I bring to the table. I know what I'm worth. Money if things come to time. So again, God orders everything. I believe when I came to the Hawks, they gave me more money than I asked for because we were going to negotiate. They were like, let's do this. Yeah. I have a question for y'all. Do you find that people, your peers or higher ups in your businesses, are willing to share with each other what each one's making? I feel like how can you negotiate without information?
I think it depends on the city. So me being in New York, and I don't know if you've experienced this yet, Mike, but like what everybody is making is a very open conversation. Mainly because we all pay so much in rent. So everybody's like, okay, I know how I make. Right. So like, how do you make this stuff okay? Like, but also, I know at least in my circle, especially like the young Black professional crew in New York, which is a lot smaller than what you would think. It's just all about knowledge sharing. And a lot of us are just like, you know what, because if, in a way, we don't know what other people are making, how are we going to know whether or not we're being undersold? So I had, a friend that worked with me at one of my previous agencies who works in the finance department, and we talked about salary. She quickly said, you were shafted. So we had an extra $15,000 in the cushion just in case you said no. And so always ask, right? Always ask.
And I think to Jan's point, you also have to be willing to position to walk away. Right? So for me, moving to New York and going to the NBA, I was in a job I loved, right? I my hometown team I grew up with, people, I loved the person I was working for. So it was gonna take something for me to go to New York and move and And so for me, I just kind of wrote out like, here's my lifestyle now, and here's what I like to do. I like to go on vacation each quarter, or like, this is, I don't want to.
Because there's so much more to kind of work-life balance.
Yeah, and so I,
pay my cell phone bill.
Yeah, so you have to think about it, right?
Give me a work from home day every 3 weeks. Like, there's so many other ways to get creative in negotiating what we want for you, other than just
hard, because when I came to them and said, this is a great opportunity, I thank you for it, like, that couldn't come at that number that you guys want, and it was almost like, no one turns this down, it was like, but I was willing to walk away from it, right, because I wasn't gonna like just go and say I work for you every day, and I'm like, have to like eat grilled cheese. So I didn't quite have to. Yeah, you have to. So you have to kind of know what you are willing to accept and what you're willing to walk away from.
Right, and to your question, I think part of it, we all keep talking about is really important, and there's sort of some magic to that, I suppose. It's not just about having somebody do LinkedIn, it's about actually having an ongoing rapport, but one thing that can be helpful is having HR people, as you know. Yeah. HR people can tell you, even if it's not that bluntly, they know that they talk to, they have these friends very close. Right, and that can be that way. Because to your question, I mean, we talk salary with peers, but HR people will talk to you about that, so that can help. And then also, it's not just about money. Sometimes it's stock options and benefits that help round out the package of those sorts.
I'll bring it back to your 16,000. So after about 30 years, I was offered 19,000.
Nice.
Went to the principal and he said, "Good luck." Walked away. And again, no regrets. I proceeded with a career, but one of the other things, and here may kick me, but I think one of the opportunities that is very good for personal growth, financial growth, career growth is meeting your employer and having another job opportunity to go to. And you are most saleable and have the most negotiation power when you already have a job in your back pocket to move to. And you want to stay with an employer and they can't match, then you have another bird in the hand. So it gives you leverage, and I think ultimately you need to increase your compensation or benefits.
And that's, it's harder to move within a company because companies can keep within the X% limit, but when you go to another company, that's where. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's illegal for companies to ask you what you make. So they can't use that as like, hey, hey, what you should be making there. Because not that you should lie about any of that, but at least you can say this is what I would like to make as opposed to having to talk about what you are now.
Is that a new law?
Yeah, it's just like every year. I will say to add to that point too, that's one of the finesses that I've learned in New York is like the jumping, just like different peers that I've worked with who started at one company, I won't name any of them, but started at one company, they have caps internally of what they can offer. So they would leave and go to like tech company X, it's going to double their salary, and then they'll be gone for like 2 or 3 years and come back to the original company as an external candidate and really ask for the bag. But to kind of expand on what are some of the extras that you've negotiated for. So let's say the company's like, listen, we really love you, we can only offer you X, but we're really kind of knowing these extra things. What are some of the things that you guys have negotiated for that you're like, okay, well, I'll take like extra vacation days or some work from home days? Or
I've taken vacation days, I've taken again cell phones, like especially 10 years with Ripple, I spent a lot of time on the road, and so some things were part of the package and some things weren't. So like being able to pay my cell phone, company car, or reimbursement for mileage, or the other thing is, I know this because Ripple paid for my master's degree. So anytime someone who has tuition reimbursement is do it. Like, oh my God, I not having to pay for your graduate degree and I'm still paying for my undergraduate degree, like that was crazy.
Are you finding nowadays is that still the practice? I hear less and less companies are willing to pay for grad school.
Or they'll do a certain amount or a certain level. And interestingly enough, I know I've talked to some people where if they don't necessarily, if it's not a company like work where they're paying for it, if you can make a business case for it and say, this is why for my job this makes sense, they may make an exception for you. Like, hey, it makes sense for me to get this certification or take this class or whatever that is. Again, it's about having the facts and being able to tell people how it's a business use because they're there to make money and get better. And so if you figure out how to make it worth their while as well as yours, that's the
I feel like the key to what you're saying is like, it's not the time to be shy and like, just accept whatever's given to you, right? Ask questions.
Close mouth doesn't get fed.
Exactly. Right?
That's right.
I want Janet to negotiate.
That's why.
Your company is like about to go through layoffs, might not be time to be asking for all that.
Right.
But it's time to do something.
So get your feelings.
You're taking a response to deciding, I'm gonna ask for this.
To that point, they're not taking it personal too, right? Like it's,
Right.
it's no, it's no. But like, hear what I'm asking. Yeah. Gotta ask.
Exactly. So I'm going to switch gears a little bit and talk about your personality. You all have really distinct personalities, cool personalities, so obviously you need to change yourself to fit into this certain role. Knowing Roz personally, Roz is still very much Queen's Roz, whether she's on camera or not, and like, excuse my language, but she's still black as fuck. With twists in the hair, you know what I'm saying, like she didn't perform. But I'd like to hear from all of you actually how you still, remain yourself. Did you have to switch, like a lot of us have to do, or how did you continue to keep your personality but still be successful to get to where you are?
Well, I'll start then.
Okay, thanks.
I think for me, as a mixed race child, even I heard about code switching and the idea of it never sat well with me. I feel like I've always been taught to be proud of both my heritages.
Yes, I'm gonna stop you earlier. Like, you didn't hear how the way she said taught. She didn't know it was like, I was taught.
It'll speak out. Walk, talk,
Right, please.
But I actually, early on in my career, I was wondering if I needed to kind of ease off of the New York accent, but in fact, it's a part of who I am. And also, I think, so when I got, especially when I got this national job with Turner, I understood the stage got a lot bigger. And I did want to make sure that, or not make sure that, but keep in mind the representation of, how often are we seeing a Black young woman on TV talking about the NBA? So I've always been someone who was taught to dress in color. I live very vibrantly, free-spirited anyway, but it's not something like, I don't do it like a costume. So it's not every game that I'll do it, but I'll mix in my Ankara here and there, because it's part statement, it's also part legitimately how I'm expressing myself through fashion. People ask me about my hair, I often have always mixed in twists. I'll also have it curly or straight, but I'll mix it up. And I think part of that is I like the style. Part of that is, it's a protective style. I am going through my own healthy hair journey. And also a big piece of it too is like, our styles are beautiful. They deserve to be, they're professional. Just like any hairstyle for straight hair, if it's done neat, just like our braids, if they're If they're neat and beautiful, like, or I've worn full locks, I've had my hair all out in a curly fro, like, it can be in the bright lights on national TV. It can stand there right next to LeBron James and Stephen Curry and be in the spotlight. And so it is something that I take pride in. I also think it's a part of maturity. As I got older as a woman, I have a better sense of self and what I feel I'm about and what's important to me. And I think as long as my self-expression, you know, I still have to be, I still have to be professional, but I can still be myself and authentic. And I've never liked reporter voice. I think that's actually, you're talking about separating. I think that's something that actually separates me from others. I don't go on air and sound like, you know, welcome, hello, today, like I talk on TV about basketball the way I talk to my friends, and I genuinely have an enthusiasm and joy for the game because I love the game. Why do I have to be so serious for talking about basketball? So, you know, I bring that, and then before all of that, this is all still outside fluff. You know, I do think this is a part of it, but I think the most important thing is trying to lead with doing the job well. So first and foremost, am I coming prepared with good thoughts and information? Am I asking good questions? You know, you can't, it doesn't matter what you're wearing or what your hair is if your mind, if what's coming out of your mouth and from your mind isn't worth anything. So I think that's how it goes for me.
I think when I first started in a sales job, I was hesitant because I thought of kind of the typical car salesman, sleazy guy, and I felt like I couldn't do that. That wasn't my personality. I can't just be the fake rah-rah, hey buddy, I got a great opportunity for you. So that was kind of one of my first questions during the interview process of like, you know, hey, is that what sales is, right? And I was lucky that my first boss told me like, no, like you can be yourself, like you can be really good at this job and just being your own personality. And so for me, you know, I embraced that and I said, you know, I'm just gonna talk to people the way I want someone to talk to me. I'm not gonna try to like, you know, be this like car salesman guy, and it worked for me. I had success. And then, you know, I think what Ross said in terms of just the success and being good and working on your skill set allows you to be your whole self, right? Where you don't feel like you need to pretend to be someone else, right? I always tell people like talent will overcome, like eventually it may be in the short term it sucks where you feel like there's someone who's being fake, it's like advancing, right? But at some point you can only pretend for so long, right? Where the true talent, you know, I think it's rewarded when it comes through. So that's what I've always kind of put my hat on, is I'm gonna be myself, but it's gonna be undeniable in the results, right? Like I'm lucky I'm in a world that's revenue driven, so it's not a lot of like black and white. It's like here's the numbers, right? Here's what we're able to do, here's the impact, right? And so I've kind of led with that, but it's helped me kind of stay true to myself. I mean, I'm super proud of being from Detroit. I love the city, so I don't shy away from like.
It's interesting that a lot of first sports jobs are in sales. Yeah. Right. And you've got a big personality. It's clear. I'm more reserved, and I think for me, I would have to kind of step out of my comfort zone and being able to do that and test. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. That didn't work. I'm going to try it this way. That didn't work. Yeah. And then this way, you know, maybe this is the better way. And I think in a sales role, you can really, you know, test and try to expand your personality a little bit to see what type of success derives from that, which is, I think, an interesting learning ground for a lot of, you know, young sports marketers. But, you know, for me, I think it's just being more confident and reserved and thoughtful, and then knowing when your opportunity is to speak. So we're in a client services business and what we do. So we're always positioning ideas or how to improve an activation or an event or negotiation strategy, whatever it may be. And as long as, you know, again, a common theme, as long as we have the information and the data and it's grounded in good strategic thinking, then we, you know, immediately have some credibility. So you want to have that good, strong, credible, grounded in research take and awareness. And I think for most of us, that helps lead to comfort and confidence.
So what I think that I can speak for myself, and also I think I'm hearing from you guys too, is like that the being yourself, it should come from a place of like authenticity, not gimmicks. Like you don't want it to be a gimmick to get you in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Like, if it doesn't, if you don't feel like you're yourself, in a job, it's probably not the right job.
Yeah, we can't be sustainable.
Right.
All right, so we're gonna finish with our rapid fire question, very quick answers down the line. My favorite question, shit, I wish somebody would have told me. Let's start with you, Ross. Okay, Mike.
That I wish people would have told me. It's a question. I think for me, and what I tell a lot of people, it's kind of just starting out or even mid-journey, is to embrace the journey, not focus so much on whatever your end goal is. I remember just coming up, I was so just focused on the goal. And then once I got to that goal, I immediately just made a new goal. I didn't even take any time to like enjoy whatever I just accomplished, right? And so I think, it's a grind, right? Like the sports, whatever business, it's a grind, right? So I think taking time to like enjoy the journey, like everyone, there's a bunch of people that wish they were in your shoes, right? Like you may want to be in someone else's shoes, but like there's like hundreds and thousands of people that would love to be your city or anyone's city, right? So like learning to just be grateful about what you've done so far and not put so much pressure on what may come later or that top of the mountain, but just embracing like every day along the way. I think it makes for a better kind of ride and a little less stress.
I wish they told me to get an MBA and work on Wall Street.
That's real. That's how we're doing.
I think I wish that I knew that it's okay to have a voice at the table, even if I'm not at the table or I'm the only fill in the blank, that it's still important to have a voice and that my perspective and point of view can still be valid and added into the conversation. And I think sometimes, or at least I felt when I was maybe as a coordinator or manager, whatever, that I wasn't supposed to speak or not, have a point of view. And somebody would say it, I'm like, I was just gonna say that. It's like just have a voice and stop being, in that much. Get comfortable with being a part of the conversation.
I wish somebody had told me when I was younger, I am enough just as I am. It took me a while to figure that out.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Well,
mine is going to be just to have patience. I think a lot of times now too, with social media and the way we see people getting their success so fast and so young, it's hard not to feel like everything you do is to be ramped. I don't know how old you guys are, but for those of you who are in your mid-20s and you hit that 25 and it's the first time that you're like, oh my God, where should I be? Or when you hit 30 and it's like, I should have had it all by now. Or so, like,
I'm in that.
Yeah, right. I'm in that. Like, let all that go. Actually, I'm saying one more thing on computations and stop comparing.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll make yourself sick.
Yeah. So we're gonna take this from the audience. Start with you.
Okay, I'm Jessica. I actually work in local TV. I work in Augusta, so I really enjoy watching. I guess my question is, what's the process of transitioning from local TV to working with an actual team or like a network? For anybody?
From local TV into being with the team. Well, I think a way into teams can either go through the network, or through the regional network that is broadcasting it, or the team itself. So my way in actually for both the New York Liberty, which was MSG Network, or the Golden State Warriors, which was at the time Comcast, now NBC Sports, was actually I went through the teams. And so and even with I did the same thing with the Niners. Finding a way in, I did it through digital content, and from there,
making a moment, being aggressive, pitching ideas, doing extra work, networking, and then myself in positions where the network can see me, and then having that vote of confidence from the team. That was my way in. Yeah, I also think like leagues that lead into it. So if you're looking to, I can speak on NBA, you know, like G League opportunities, summer league opportunities. I speak to people like finding the local opportunities. I mean, and then you just have, it's really tough. For me, I will admit, some of that transition does happen with an agent, depending on where you are in your career. So I, after a bunch of years, got an agent, and that also helps navigate that scene and get those.
What do you do now?
I'm a sports anchor in Augusta, so I'm from like Masters in Georgia. I have previous experience, actually like 3-4, but it seems like some people, it's hard to not compare yourself, but some people it's like, oh, they're working for Fox Sports already, and then some people, it's like, okay, they made this jump all the way up to Tampa, or it's like, shoot, like, how do I do that? And you know, your stuff's just as good, and I guess it's kind of, I'm not trying to compare myself, but
Right.
it's
No,
hard.
but you're in a different situation where there's like finite roles, and then there's the whole market, this market versus this market. I mean, you know, but part of it is just timing, opportunity, relationships. Now you know us, right? But a lot of it is timing. I mean, back to what Rob was saying, like even in our office, you'd be surprised how small our office is and how many people we have. And there's those type of on-air positions, like we just hired to have a digital on-air person. That's like the first open on-air position we've had in a really long time. But if you're willing to move and reload out of Georgia and, you know, sort of take a chance on some different opportunities, it might be like the person who came into our office, she came in to take a digital role, like a digital correspondent role, and timing, opportunity, she's in the right place at the right time. And now she's like hosting our 25 3 show, and it's just more of a timing thing.
And also skill, like you say, you feel you're good, right? So I think also if you had that opportunity, someone may see you and give you a shot. So I sometimes say it's a matter of time, opportunity, and preparation. But to what you were saying with being willing to move too, I think I want to also throw this out there. It may not be, for me, it was taking digital content, or another time it was being a production assistant. You may be able to get your Fox Sports opportunity or your Turner Sports opportunity, but it may be as an intern or an editor or a production assistant, and that may be your way in. And also, I talk to people about not limiting themselves to only on-camera positions. There are plenty of ways to have really fulfilling and exciting, cool jobs and lives off of it. There are not many women producers, certainly not Black women producers, or directors. Those people get to go to the same games I get to go to. They travel to the same places, stay in the same hotels. And they're the ones telling me if I can or can't get on. They're creating the story of how we're absorbing the game and which visuals we're getting. It can be very gratifying.
And I would also say, piggyback on what Mom and Ron said, I think you are in a good position being at a smaller network right now because you have the opportunity to really shine. You're going to have an opportunity to really do more than if you were at an ESPN. I worked at ESPN on the business side, but I also know during those 3.5 years that I was there, those same anchors that were there that I started were the same anchors that were there when I left. Which means all these younger people who were trying to pitch themselves, they're not getting on until Skip Bayless decides he's going to Fox. So, you know, they're never going to get on to the first take until, like, you know,
and you may not Skip Bayless and Stephen H. Smith, people of that level, there's like 8 of them.
Right. So it's like, take this opportunity to really shine.
Well,
And you have a bigger audience with digital.
yeah, I like digital positions. Like I really don't work like the NBA or like college basketball or something, but it's just so competitive. And I feel like being in Augusta, like we have Peach Jam. That's like the biggest, like the Peach Jam tournament with the I don't know if you guys know about that. But like we have that, and that's like the biggest basketball thing we cover. So it's like the biggest thing that we cover there is like. And if I'm covering the Masters, people are going to be like, oh, you can cover the NBA too, but it's like covering like the slow. It's a fun.
I don't need to say that because, like, you know, talk about odds. when you started with the Warriors, they were like one of the worst teams. Well, not the worst team, but they weren't like, they weren't championship warriors at all. You know what I mean? And she still went in there like every game. They were the championship warriors. And when they did become championship warriors, here she is.
And actually, I'm sure I have more questions. Yeah. You know, I was doing, before working for the Warriors, the timing of catching leadership was a huge blessing for me. But before that moment, I was doing many years of work in women's college basketball, women's basketball. And I was, as you kind of similar to you, I was doing the exact same level of work. It was just a matter that I wasn't getting the same eyeballs on it, you know? And so platform and timing, it did help. I was a talented broadcaster a few months before when I was doing, you know, women's basketball, but having that opportunity gave me a chance to be seen by more people. So, you know, what I can say is after this, let's talk. I'd love to see your reel. I'm happy to give feedback, and we can talk about maybe a shadow opportunity. You know, I had people come in, and these are the ways I did it. I used to have games at Dorisburg, who was like legend. I asked her to shadow her, and she knew me from nothing and took me to shadow her, and was in there shaking hands, so we can get something set up.
Yes, before I ask the question, I just want to say thank you for creating the space. Because like that interaction right there, that's not what you typically get at a networking. Creating connections, not just adding but my question to y'all is, we talk about, you know, this environment of instantaneous gratification and various others. We never see the pitfalls in the career. So what do y'all feel that were maybe a major pitfall for you, but that catapulted you to be able to career
Personally, I was stuck in a job at Turner. I loved Turner. I loved the environment, loved the people, I loved being in television. It was super exciting, but I was stuck. I wasn't moving, and I got this new opportunity, and I took it and ran with it. And it didn't feel like a risk; it just felt like a departure. But no regrets at all. So it was really just having the courage to say, "This is not happening for me right now. Come back, but let's get to something else." So not really a pitfall, but just something that instigated change.
Yeah, same with me. I think the lesson there is sometimes you have to move over, move back. It's not always a straight trajectory. It's like on a pretty gravel start. I think we worked at ESPN at the same time.
I was in 2011 and 2013.
Yeah, we overlapped for a hot minute. But so I was at ESPN, like big companies, but having kind of like feeling like a positive deal. And then coming to this part of Fox Sports, which is smaller, but being able to have more responsibility, which might seem counterintuitive, but sometimes it's those opportunities. And I think being at ESPN, which again is a great company, no regrets, but just a different dynamic, which is the catalyst that I needed to take a chance to reload, move into a different space. And, you know, again, all that pitfall as much as just kind of, yeah, just motivation to do something different.
I would say there are many roads to the same destination. And to your point, that road is not going to always look like you thought it was going to look. And sometimes you will make a bad decision. Dr. Phil said once, sometimes you make the right decision, and sometimes you make the decision wrong. And so that I kind of live by that because I've done some things. And so that will happen. And so sometimes you'll be like, what did I do? Like, that was dumb. But don't, you know, hold yourself back or don't doubt yourself. Just like, okay, I fucked it up. Next, let's move on. Like, there's other stuff to do. Yeah.
And I could add to that a little bit too, like, pitfalls is the reason why MIS exists. So, you know, the sports industry is very fickle. And one minute you're in and the next minute you're out. And you can work for companies that may not exist next year. You can work for teams that may not exist next year. You can, you know, or you can just not be a good fit. When I started MIS, I was working for a company that was not doing well financially. We were not being paid for like 2 months. At the time, I lived in New York, like, I was like, oh, I'm about to get evicted. This is great. So for me, like, with MIS, it really just started as like a group chat. I was just like, we all work together, let's all help each other out. You know any jobs, or you're working on projects, you need help with, let's go with it. And then we worked them out in that community building. It grew into this 800-person network. So I'll be honest, like in the last 5 years, I've had like 7 jobs in this industry because of it just not being the right moment, the right time for these companies that I've been in. So for me, what I do is I always try to remember why I'm doing this, why I'm not just going for the easy job that I know I can get, but why I'm still fighting to be in the role, looking at my vision board and feeling like, okay, you want to be that change agent in this industry, so continue to work towards that goal and keeping myself busy with the skills and talents that I know that I do have, just doing different things that can do that. Any other questions?
First and foremost, thank you guys for taking Thursday evening out. I know you'll be probably a few other places. My question is really trying to understand coming into and getting into sports at a more advanced stage, or maybe a mid-level or a senior level. So obviously, you guys, this may be a little more towards Janet. So I work in marketing for Coca-Cola now, but I always have aspirations to go work in sports long term. But I want to understanding and hearing your journeys. I probably want to skip some of those steps down the road. Appreciate y'all. So it was just great to hear. What have some of the people that you've seen come into the organization, maybe yourself, or how you've been able to maybe not have a direct resume per se in the sports industry, but then be able to go in and make an impact somewhere where you have that play?
Yeah, we just learned earlier about having an expertise, right? And so my foray into sports was, I was a brand strategist, right? So I knew brand, I knew how to connect with youth audiences, I knew multicultural, and I knew entertainment. And so luckily enough for me, the CEO of the Hawks was like, we are a global entertainment brand. So he was more about, we got a basketball PR team and they do kind of the traditional basketball PR stuff. It's, the stats and the coach's press conference. He's like, let's talk about all the great things that we do that have nothing to do with anybody bouncing the ball. And so that was my foray into the team. And so he was like, I was like, so let me get this straight, because I'm very intentional. I'm not a publicist. That's not what I do. I manage publicists, but that's what you know how to do is connect with a certain kind of audience. What you know how to do is to find celebrity and get them involved with the brand to be ambassadors of your brand. And so it was more than job title. And so you can again find transferable skills that help a business meet their goals, whatever those goals are. That's where the connection comes in, because everybody does industry, nonprofit, Red Bull, sports. Like, what's the theme? And the theme through all of that was I knew how to talk to those like 3 audiences. I knew entertainment and multicultural, and so I just found different industries that wanted to connect with those audiences and took that skill set to each one.
So I help a lot of our teams with their hiring, and I feel a trend that I see lately is that we are looking beyond the traditional, let's just hire this person to work for this sports team, right? Because I think diversity of thought is something that our league continues to do. So I think you having this fresh perspective, I think is of value to a lot of organizations. I think talent is talent, right? No matter where it comes from. So, I love when we get talent from outside of our world, sees things from a new way that maybe we kind of haven't seen.
Yeah, and I would definitely say, don't be discouraged to apply to these. Look at those skills that they're looking for, because I know for a fact, another big league, not named NBA, has said to me when they were looking for people was, we do not want people who come from the sports side. We want outside people who are going to come in and like bring those skills and have a different thought, and it's not going to give us the same 6 ideas of how to sell to our audiences. Right.
To Janice's point of the resumes, right? Like I feel like in the past, like most have looked at that top line of like, I worked for this company and this was my title, right? Or I think now it's about bullets, right? Like, what did you do? What was the impact you had? And we can figure out how that can apply to our world.
Sports, I think, is we're competing for mind space just like everybody else in the sense of entertainment. So we have to continue to keep evolving. You guys have read the stories about, the NFL is falling apart or what, but there's still a lot of other sort of elements that we have to compete with. So having a bit of a safe thought and having other industries that have a skill set that can be transferable, I think is certainly valuable. All right, we're gonna take one more question, so we still have time to go drink some more of this legacy and eat some of this food that we paid for. One more question, and then head on over, and then you guys can meet people. Again, we don't want to be the event of let's all collect 30 business cards. I mean, tomorrow I have to sit here and send the same copy and paste email to 30 people. I'm like, it was so great to meet you last night, and I look forward to connecting. Like, no, we want you to build relationships. You need to have time to do that. So one more question, and then we'll be done. Okay. Well, thank you to our
basically took all of my closing remarks and far better than I possibly could have. We did pay for food and beverages, so we would like you to stay and enjoy them with us. One more round of applause for panelists. If you are not yet a member of MIS, please see some people to the group, and we would love to have you. And on behalf of Octagon and MIS, thank you again for coming out. We'll see you in the next meeting. Yes. I'm on it.